Well, have you ever done a search for Donald Trump and, I'm reading this, neckties? Well, you should try it sometime. It is remarkable how much has been written about the remarkable length of Mr. Trump's ties. In fact, Newsweek even likened his low-hanging neck accessory to a Trump cod piece. Well, tonight, we may have the tie fix. And warning, there's a spoiler here. You don't have to use Scotch tape to fix it. Our very own Gerhard Elfers launches his series DressCode to help men make the most of their modern-day shining armor. Take a look.
Why is everybody so surprised about the rather unorthodox policies coming out of the White House at the moment? You know, travel bans, tariffs, trade wars. For me, it was obvious from the very beginning. If the leader of the free world doesn't know how to wear a tie, we have a serious problem. Have a look. This one's too long, this one's too long, this one's too long, this one's too long. Where does he buy these? Oh, hang on, did you see that? Is that tape? Okay, Mr. President, let me grab you by the tie here. You do have a length issue. The tip of your tie can touch the top of your belt buckle. Never, ever shall it descend any further into the nether regions, and there is no alternative fact. Also, if you wear your tie at the correct length, the small bit, the thin bit, will be long enough to fit in the keeper loop in the back. That's what it's for. And no more taping up. You have 2 more minutes in the morning to maybe alienate another ally. Oh, never mind. You're welcome.
Amazing, isn't it, to think that the president of the U.S. would use tape on his tie, tie tape. Sounds like a series, kind of like House of Cards. Well, we're in the newsroom, and guess who's sitting on the bench? Our dress code daddy himself.
Hi, Brent.
Great series. I've seen, what's coming up, and the first episode today. Is there a problem with the way men dress?
Well, I think it is. I think we live in a time where men wear, Metallica T-shirts while they're in the office, and the sort of the dress-down culture that has permeated the workplace in the last, 20 years, I think it's wrong.
A dress code dystopia?
Yes, you could call it that.
But why should we care, though?
Well, it's kind of like you present yourself in a certain way, and you have a certain idea you want to be taken seriously. And if you look like, your son, the 15-year-old son, really, I don't know. I don't think it's right.
So you're saying there is age-appropriate dressing,
absolutely,
without sounding like an old man?
Yeah, no, absolutely age-appropriate. I think a man over 30 should sort of ditch certain items as motto T-shirts, at least in professional circumstances. That's what dress code is about.
What's the biggest mistake then that a man makes when he's getting dressed for work?
Well, the biggest mistake is not wearing a suit, not wearing a tie, I think, and scruffy shoes.
Shoes. Let's take a look at my shoes and see if they pass the test. Now, I love the penny loafers, and they're a little scruffy.
Yeah, they have kind of, they can show usage. That's
but is it okay to wear penny loafers with a suit? Yeah.
Why? No, that's perfect.
Compared to yours, you've got the wingtips on. Does that looks just more dressed up, though, doesn't it?
It does, but you can sort of tone it down a bit with penny loafers, for example.
You spend half of your time in London when you're not here in Berlin. Do the businessmen in London, do they dress better than other places?
I wouldn't say they generally dress better. Some do, and more people dress better. More people wear a suit. People work in the city. They're lawyers and bankers and all that. Whether you like them or not, they have to wear a suit every day, and they take more care in putting their stuff together and all that. So you see more well-dressed men in London than you do see in Berlin.
Since we're talking about Britain, is there a Brexit look?
Well, probably very scruffy and very...
would you have to look poorer than you did yesterday? I mean, or some would say richer.
Definitely poorer. I think they want to take Britain back to the good old days.
Going into the hole here.
And then, no, it's probably a pinstripe suit and a bowler hat and an umbrella. That could be a Brexit look.
Global Britain.
Yeah.
All right,
the glory days.
Let me get you to do a test of what I was given to wear today in wardrobe the tie and the handkerchief, different patterns. Does that work?
Absolutely. You've got to try things out, be adventurous. Sometimes I put on stuff that doesn't work, and I only figure it out, I don't know, when I come home in the evening.
But you know, a lot of men will say, they don't know what to put on, but mixing patterns
mixing
can
patterns is perfectly okay, and trust your instincts on it, I'd say.
What about wearing your glasses? You and I are both wearing our glasses today. Is that okay? I mean, it's not about dressing up or dressing down.
No.
Yeah.
I have to wear my glasses. I have no option.
Well, yeah, we're blind as a bat, aren't we? What's coming up? I mean, I don't want to give everything away, but give us a hint.
Well, it's quite different from this episode. I'm not slagging off anyone, which I will do in the future as well. But the next episode is about giving a bit of guidance for young guys who buy their first suit for their first job interview after university.
Do they need to have a tailored suit?
No, not at all. I mean,
they can buy off the rack?
Absolutely. I buy everything off the rack. I do not have a single tailored suit.
Yeah, but let's be honest. There's off the rack, and then there's really off the rack.
Yeah,
right?
okay. You should spend some of, preferably your own money on it, not mom and dad's money. And so invest in your future, and that will be kind of my advice.
Casual Friday. Tomorrow is Friday.
Yes.
Is Casual Friday dead? Should it be dead?
Well, it has been dead for a long time. Why would you want to be taken less seriously on a Friday?
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. Gerhard, thank you very much. This is going to be a great series, and I have a feeling that there are going to be a lot of wives out there who are going to be glad that there's finally someone else to dress their husband. Gerhard, thank you.
You're very welcome, Brent.
It's all about the length of the tie, folks. You can watch the premiere episode of Dress Code and catch the second episode as well next week on Twitter at DW_business, or you can follow Gerhard directly at 11ERS. You see it right there. And you can also catch Dress Code on our Facebook feed and at DW.com if you're old school on the internet. Well, as the day ends, the conversation, it will continue online. You can find us on Twitter, either at DW News, or you can write to me directly at Brent Goff TV. Don't forget to use the hashtag the day. And remember, whatever happens between now and then, if your tie's too long, you can always do that. Tomorrow is another day, everyone. Get another tie. We'll see you then.